Okay, I've pretty much left this off for like the past 3 weeks. So I just need to load the game and find the safe slot with... Okay, I'm just gonna look at the timestamps here. Okay, this is a really old save. It took me a whole month to finish this. Holy crap. Okay. I think we hit the right save. What's up, Yuri? She jumps, startled. Once she sees it's just me, she calms down. Oh, I didn't see you there, Rimmer. Yeah, I still remember naming the guy Rimmer after the Red Dwarf character. One of the... Could have just as easily gone with Crichton Cat, or... Cat would have been really awkward. Or Lister. Almost went with Lister. Oh, Nightmare Ninja. Anime Knight and Physicist. Welcome to the stream, all of you. Yeah, I pretty much put this on hold for the past 3 weeks. I mean, a bunch of that time was actually just spent trying to get that world record back for... Well, not get the world record back, just get the world record. Yeah, I did some more Cypher running recently. I got my world record now, 28-27. It's probably gonna stop there for a while. All three of the girls listening groan when Monica brings up the festival. Even if I don't voice it, I feel the same way. None of us really want to think about that. Kind of a touchy subject, but we need to talk about it. You were all there, but does anyone want a refresher? Maybe I could use one because it's been 3 weeks. Yeah, I was about to bring that up. He actually made one of the mods of DDLC that I played a while back. He sent me a link to that through YouTube. Just followed it to the DDLC mods subreddit, and that's where I downloaded it from. It's Monday and time for the school festival. I've got all the decorations and me and Yuri set up. I'm waiting for Sior to help me carry them. Festivals, I've always enjoyed them, as they were essentially a day off from school, but at the same time I never got involved in anything like this. I can't believe I have to read out a poem. Waiting for it to come out of her room. What's the stone for? She gets outside shortly after and we walk together as usual. How far am I in this mod? Look at parts 3, 2, and 1. Because, well... yeah, there's 4 routes, 1 for each character in the game, excluding protagonists, because we're playing as, well, him. I've already seen all there is to see for, like, Sayori, Natsuki, and Monica, so that just leaves Yuri. How did you know that Yuri and I were dating? That's obvious, Rimmer. But don't worry, I'm not jealous. I'm happy for you two. It was clear when you first met that you liked her. Am I really that obvious? Yep. Don't worry, though. It worked out in the end, didn't it? I guess Sayori really isn't wrong. She smiles at me, and together we walk to the festival. And recently I got another suggestion that Physicist just sent. Like, not even an hour ago, if I'm not mistaken. I just got the memo for another mod I'm going to be able to play after this one. It's called Doki Doki Exit Music. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find out who made this one. I got a link to a mod with, like, no one telling me who made it. So who did make this one? Doki Doki Exit Music by Oliver C. Norton. This might come as a surprise to some of you, but I've decided that I would release a short demo for Doki Doki Exit Music as we prepare for completion of the mod. Consider this as nothing more than a teaser and a trailer for what's to come. And please, for the love of God, tell me what you think of it, good or bad. I need to hear feedback on the writing, music, sprite work, everything really. And don't be afraid to brutally destroy me verbally, if it gets your point across. So on and so forth. Yeah, that's coming next. These are really good cupcakes. I mean, I've gone through this cutscene with the festival pretty much 4 times now. So, excuse me, I'm just gonna skip it. I'm pretty sure you can find it in part 2 if I'm not mistaken. The girls fight. Sayori forgets her poem. Monica calls her out for it. Natsuki steps in, interjects, then she feels like she's the one at fault. Sayori assures her it's not her fault. And then Yuri's like, it's nice. Oh, brand new day? I'm still kind of waiting on it to be fully finished so that once I do play it in full, I don't really have to go back to it. I mean, I'm not really the kind of guy that's going to go back to a DDLC mod more than once. I'm worried about Yuri. It's been 3 days since the festival and 2 since the club talked about it, but it seems to have still hit Yuri pretty much hard. Development is pretty much discontinued. Okay, so in that case, maybe I should just play it real soon. She's been even less confident than normal ever since that day. I'll have to talk to her about it. I walk into the room. My literature class is fun, but it drags on when you're waiting for school to end. I walk to my desk only to be surprised by who's sitting in the back of the room. It's Yuri, reading a book I don't think I've seen before. I walk up and tap her on the shoulder. She looks up from her book at me. Rimmer? You're in this class? Thought you were not into literature. This is a 3rd year class. Well, I'm not that into literature, but I skipped 1st year. The way it sounded, that class would be worse than taking a higher level one. So I'm here. Have we not noticed each other before? She stops to think. Well, we likely did, it's just we didn't think much of it. We didn't really know each other. That makes sense. Come to think of it, I do remember Yuri being here. At least, it seems. It's one of those things where now you think you remember it, even if reality you don't. Except now I have no idea whether or not I do. I'll take her word for it. Is anyone sitting next to you? Nope. She says that rather sadly. Well, then I will. It's what a boyfriend would do, right? By the way, the design of the MC will be changed in my mod, just so you know. Please tell me you're gonna stick to one eye color. Because that's one thing I just couldn't help but notice through pretty much the entire mod. You'd use a sprite with yellow eyes, and then you'd use a sprite with red eyes in the same mod. So his eye color would just keep changing back and forth. I suppose. Here, sit down. She seems nervous about something. I sit next to her just in time for class to begin. The teacher begins to drone on about this and that, maybe talking about means one thing. I can get to my normal routine of sleeping through this class. This is what I call her. That's good to hear. River? You're falling asleep. Yeah, I was trying to. She looks shocked. I've kind of forgotten that she's not Sayori and wouldn't be used to this from me. She questions me. What? Don't you want to get a good grade on the project? I scoff. Unless it's going to change the C- I have in here, I think I'm good. C-? Rimmer, do you need help? I stop to consider this. On the one hand, I might impress Yuri if I take my studies seriously, and it might be fun to work together. On the other, it seems like an unbearable amount of work. We'll say yes. Start by telling me what this project is. You don't know? How much of this class did you sleep through? Most of it, actually. I can help you out here. How good are you at research? Topic of the paper then. Which task are you assigned? Explain the overarching themes of the current novel, it says. Did you read the book? No. That might be a bit of an issue. Here, let me give a quick rundown. Or just go on Spark Notes and look up a summary. But don't copy it word for word. Just don't. By the time she's done, I can only stare. Did I do something wrong? Why are you staring like that? You didn't do anything, don't worry about that. You just seem so confident talking about the book. I'm impressed. Thank you. Books are a lot easier to talk about because I know them cover to cover, almost literally. Trying to talk about myself or other people, it's a different story. I guess you need help reading people and I need help reading books. Seems like a symbiotic relationship to me. Hopefully we can both help each other with time. Now, did that help you to find some ideas on what to write? I nod and I look down to begin writing, but I still can't help but consider what I had said. What if I help Yuri gain confidence? She clearly needs it, and it wouldn't seem too hard. I'm pondering on this when, to my surprise, the bell rings. Never been away for the final bell. Want to walk the literature club together? Sure. It's Sunday and time for Yuri to show up. This is our first quote-unquote date since the one we had the day before the festival. I'm admittedly kind of nervous here, and I'm pretty sure she is too. Hello, Rimmer. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you too, Yuri. Please, come in. What the shit is this? Is that what I think I'm reading? I really don't know much Spanish, but... ¿Qué mierda es esto? What shit is this? What the fuck is this? Mean Girl 1 now has a name. Spanish and French are hardly even that different when you think about it. Mierda, merde, shit, esto, est, is. I mean, if I was really good at French, I'm only too sure I'd be able to nail Spanish as well. I mean, they both derive from Latin, so... Or they're both derived from. Yeah, they share an ancestor. I know some French, but I'm not, like, perfectly fluent. Oh, Rimmer. I'm sorry, sometimes these books get to me, you know? It seems stupid when I say it out loud, but sometimes a good story can really twist your emotions around. Don't worry, I get what you mean. I just want to make sure you're alright, that's all. I agree, this part of the book is really sad. You want to check on me? I'm alright, don't worry. Of course I did. I want to make sure you're okay. I care about you, you know? Thank you, Rimmer. That's extremely sweet. I smile at her, and through light tears she smiles back. We finish the book, and with that it's over. Did you like the book? I can tell her I didn't like the book. I want to see what happens either way. It was alright. I still don't like books very much, though. Okay. I guess I can't force you to like something anyway. At least we tried, huh? That's a good way to look at it. The day is still young. Don't really know what else we want to do. Could watch some TV. Not on this stream. But I'm gonna get the mod set up just after the stream's done. I'm going to start setting that up. Okay, maybe I'd do it on another stream. I'd have to really think about it. I'll go with this one, I guess. Turn on the TV. Alright, that works, I guess. I turn to some action movie and sit and watch with Yuri for the next few hours. Right when the credits roll, the sun begins to set and Yuri gets ready to leave. Goodbye, Rimmer. Even if you didn't like it, thank you for reading with me. It means a lot. We say our goodbyes and Yuri leaves. I notice that even now I still can't tell her I love her. I might not be as shy as Yuri, yet I still lack the confidence even after all this time. That sucks. At least she doesn't mind. I barely. But still do have fond memories of reading quite a bit of Portuguese in some of the Super Mario hacks I've played. Yeah, those two languages are also very closely related. Hi, Rimmer. Ready to hang out together again? Of course. Come on in. Yuri's being her usual self. So I brought another book for us to read. How about you take a seat over there? Thanks. This might sound odd, but do you have things to make tea here? You could check the kitchen right over here. I lead her to the kitchen. She slowly and delicately opens each cabinet until she finds the tea set. I didn't even know I had it, but I've also never looked. I grab the kettle and fill it with water. Normally use it for cooking as an easy way to heat up water, but this is its intended purpose. Preparing tea for the both of us with teacups that I never even knew I had. Take a seat next to her, putting my teacup on a nearby table. She begins to scoot closer to me. She settles in, I hold the book, and we pick up where we left off. It's only 1 or 2 pages in when I start to hear steady rainfall, and Yuri pipes up. This is perfect. Tea, rain, a good book, and my boyfriend next to me. She has a hard time calling me her boyfriend. You're right, this is great. What a way to spend a day together, huh? Yes, thanks for inviting me, Rimmer. Thanks for coming, Yuri. This is half your effort, too. I guess. Should we continue? I smile, nod, and turn back to our current read. I get invested in the book, but Yuri seems to be gauging my reaction to it. I figure it's a chapter she read already, so I turn the page on my own volition. I notice as I get to certain parts or to certain characters, she seems to get nervous. Almost as if she wants to know how I react to their actions. It seems she might identify with this character a bit. I've not even noticed how much worse the storm has gotten until the power goes out. Eek! I resist the urge to laugh at Yuri's shock, take out my phone and turn on its light. Yuri looks at me in disappointment. Looks like we won't get much reading done now, huh? I don't mind holding this up. As long as I point at the book, we'd be fine. Good idea. I don't know how I didn't think about that. Yuri stutters still, although less from nervousness and more from the temperature. The power outage must have blown the AC out. I get an idea. Wait here, I'll be right back. I'm going to get some blankets. I start to go upstairs and into the closet. I look and see that I only have 1 blanket. It makes sense, but it doesn't help me much. I walk back down with it. Well, here you go. Where's yours? I only have 1. I don't mind though, I'm not that cold. As if my body wanted to call me out of my lying, I sneeze immediately after. Bless you. Thanks. She takes the cover off herself and holds it out to me. Here, seriously, take it. I would rather have you use it anyway. I have an idea of suggesting that we share it, but would that be weird? How would she react to me saying that? In the end, I share the blanket. I knew it was a bad thing to say, but she seems completely flustered by it. I almost try to salvage the situation when she does it herself. I wouldn't mind. I smile slightly, take some of the blanket and wrap it around me so it encloses both of us. We both put our arms above it and get back to how we were. Kramer, this is really romantic. I never thought I would do this with anyone, ever. Thank you. You never thought you would do this with anyone? It's weird to get someone to even talk to me as much as you do, much less this. I never really considered that Yuri has so much pent-up loneliness, but I guess it comes with keeping so much to yourself. I'm glad it could be that for you, Yuri. Plus, reading like this is fun regardless. We were reading, weren't we? Let's go back to that, huh? And we do. We get to the end of the chapter, when, as if the universe timed it, the rain stops. She closes the book and checks the time. I guess that means I'm leaving. See you here Sunday then? Of course. I really did love this. Sounds just fine by me. See you tomorrow? Yep. Okay, so yeah, there's like physicists and 2 other people here. I'm probably gonna start the Doki Doki exit music mod tonight just after this is done, because I feel like we're probably gonna hit the end of this real soon. So before I'm done with this, I'll let you guys just vote on what name you want me to name the main character in exit music. I think Richter's probably gonna win, but if any of you want to throw any suggestions, go for it. Probably gonna go with Richter though. Would you like to come inside? Alright. I'll get today's activity set up. Are we going to read today? Well, reading is an interest of yours that you showed me, right? There's an interest of mine I want to show you. We're going to play some video games. Video games? I've never played those before. Always thought they were for kids. Not at all. Trust me, it'll be fun. I'll be right back, alright? She looks concerned, but she quietly accepts this and goes to sit down. Grab the games and such. What are we playing? Getting this right will be crucial. But which? You know I had to do it to him. I grabbed Dam's box and popped the disc in the tray. While she does pay attention, she doesn't seem to enjoy it. I'm not really liking this too much, Rimmer. I think I'll just read instead. With that, she comes a bit closer to me, leaning against me. She takes out her book and her phone light, starting to read. We go back to our own activities until eventually things start to get dark out. Bye, Rimmer. I don't wish to be mean, but let's do something different next week, alright? Picked a game she clearly didn't enjoy. Come on, this is Yuri we're talking about. How did she not enjoy that? People get murdered. Dark shit. Like in her book. Like, come on. She likes Portrait of Markov. How would she not like that? Story-driven game. Oh, she should like this, though. I grab Gone Nuclear, Vegas Blues. A game with this much story and intricacy might be just what Yuri will like, because, well, it is Yuri. She's absolutely mesmerized. You seem to be enjoying this. I didn't realize games could be so complex. I always thought the only appeal was just to shoot everything, but this is much different. I smile and get back into the game. Once I get an important plot point, I ask Yuri for input. What should I do here? What? I've played this game a few times and I've seen every outcome for this. What do you think I should do? Well, clearly the problem can't be resolved diplomatically. However, fighting for the good guys leaves you underpowered and basically ready for death. The villains, however, I'm almost shocked. Out of all my playthroughs, I only sided with the bad guys here once to see the outcome. The fact that Yuri chose it first time really seems contrarian to her personality. But true to my word, I listened to her. That's what I said I'd do. Didn't expect her to actually do it, though. Rimmer goes with the bad guys. Eventually, she vocalizes her opinion on our current situation. It's going alright, Julio. Just relaxing and finishing off this DDLC mod that I put off for like a good 3 weeks. I don't want it to ever end. Thanks for it. I smile at her one more time. Her expression changes from calm to excited. I can't take it anymore! Before I can process the fact that Yuri's voice is raised for the first time I've heard, she kisses me on the lips. Even in my shock, I return it. We sit like this for a little bit. It's as if the world around me disappears and it's just me, Yuri, and this couch. The sweet taste of her lips. The pull of her hand against my collar. The warmth I get after putting my arms around her. It's perfect. I can feel my heart pounding in my chest. I can tell Yuri's enjoying this. It's been what feels like forever when our lips finally part. The millisecond they do, the world comes back to me. Yuri, that... yeah. Really have no words for what just took place. We just look at each other. So on and so forth, I have to go. MC is a cold. I tell her the bad news. Yuri, I wouldn't stay here. In case I don't give the appearance, I'm sick today. Sorry. Oh, Rimmer, that isn't good. Who's there to take care of you? Me? There's no one else here, but I don't mind taking care of myself. You seem a bit too sick for you to take care of yourself, and I really don't mind helping. I think about this for a moment. I did warn her and she is insisting, but I don't want her to get a cold. Might as well let Yuri in. Just try not to get sick, alright? I'm not the one to be worried about here. I naturally go to the only comfortable bed, the one in my bedroom, and lay in it. Yuri gently hands me my cover and I throw it onto me. Now the best thing to do is to give you some type of medicine. I'll be right back. Before I can tell her where the medicine actually is, she leaves. While she's downstairs, I hear the sound of a knife being removed from its rack. A few minutes later, she arrives back with some kind of pink liquid in the dosage cup. Oh lord, this stuff. God, it tastes the absolute worst. True, the taste does tend to be rather intolerable. Sorry about that. I could try something else if you don't want that. I appreciate it, Yuri. It's really nice that you're doing this. Of course. I don't like to see you in such a state, so I would do a lot to help you. I had to use a longer knife as a point of leverage to get it down. I have absolutely no idea. You got it down, though. Is there something wrong, Yuri? No. Just want to rest my hand, I guess. I pondered for all of 2 seconds why she would rest her hand in such a position until I realized the reason she gave isn't the real one. I follow her lead and grab her hand. Rimmer! She attempts to object but ends up calming down and accepting it. We sit like this for a bit, and for the last few moments she actually grows the courage to look at me in the eyes. I'd want to beat the real game first, and I haven't even been able to do that. I pray to every god I can think of she doesn't put two and two together with the lotion right next to it. But seeing the way her face changes when she grabs it, I'm thinking none of them answered. When she returns it to me, I blow my nose and throw the tissue in a nearby trash can. Can we both agree you never saw that? Yeah, that works. She cuts the tension by grabbing the remote for my TV. You can pick if you like. The Nightmare Door. Standard run-of-the-mill horror TV sort of fare, but it's not a particularly bad show. I think about how Yuri would pick this kind of thing, how it appeals to her liking of a good mood for a story, and how she can relate to the characters. River! What's up? You're staring at me. Is something wrong? I just spaced out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Oh, alright. Afterwards, she turns back to the TV. We sit like this for a bit until my hand meets hers and interlock once more. Rimmer, I hope you know I don't mind if I get sick. It actually is fun spending time with you. Yeah, I like this too, but don't get sick. It'll make me feel really bad about it. Don't worry, I won't. She returns to the show, as do I. Something feels like it's missing the second she does. It's time for me to leave. Hopefully it didn't make you sick. Technically our 6-month anniversary. It's not something you normally hear people celebrating, but I feel good about it. Hello, Rimmer. I show her in. I notice she's not really as enthused as she normally is to see me. Have I done something wrong? Whatever. Good to see you again, Yuri. We've hung out 10 times, huh? Yeah, it's a bit amazing. Didn't expect to get this far. I expect to get farther. I hope so. We stand for a bit, awkward silence filling the room. Things have been rather odd today. I decide to dismiss it and head upstairs. I motion her to follow me. She does, apprehensively. We arrive. We're again standing around awkwardly. I choose to break the silence. What would you like to do? The snow outside. What snow? Oh yeah, what window, better yet. Forget TV or books. Would you like? Oh no, that sounds silly, huh? What does? Kinda thinking we could watch the snow together? Watch the snow? If she wants to. I mean, Yuri can make anything pleasant. I'm noticing a theme here. Maybe I should try and at least make her feel better. I seize the opportunity to take a blanket and sit on my bed. I motion for her to sit next to me. She sits there as if considering it for a moment. She begins to rub her sleeves, thinking, wait, do people rub their sleeves when they think? Maybe it's just something about Yuri. She walks over and sits down. The blanket is wrapped around the two of us. Yuri and I are sitting there looking out the window. It's a bit awkward not having anything on our backs against, but we make it work. I have my arm around her as she sort of leans into me. We're watching the snow outside. It's not fast enough to be a blizzard, but it's not snow either. It's not slow either. It's snow, but it's not snow. It's interesting, isn't it? Each and every snowflake out there is different from the last, and yet we hardly notice the difference. All they are to us is white little dots forming a pile. That's all we ever care about them for. The piles they form. That's true. Not only that, but the ones who don't form a pile simply melt away. Unnoticed. Uncared for. A beautiful, great creation of nature with such a story to tell. Gone in the blink of an eye. Wow, that's sad. For Yuri, even. This isn't something she came up with on the fly, is it? If it is, impressive. But something in me doubts that. Oddly poetic, Yuri. Have you thought about this before? A little bit. She stops, looks down as if considering whether or not to tell me something. I notice her open or close her mouth a couple times. What's she holding back? Do you ever feel like that's you, Rimmer? That you would never be important? Noticed? Liked by anyone? Whoa. Have you, Yuri? I'm kind of shocked at first. Do I ask her if she's that way instead? Do I tell her my situation then ask? Never really felt that way. Might as well be honest. I've always had at least one good friend with me, I guess. Those feelings never got to me. Anime, video games, and image boards can get lonely as a routine, but I've never felt insignificant. Why? You get that feeling a lot, Yuri? She begins to speak, but quickly shuts her mouth and looks away. There's no need to talk about it. I'm enjoying this. Just watching these snowflakes fall. Can we just do that? I might be getting one later this week, actually. I'm not going to drop it. Tell me what's going on. Are you sure? I really don't want to bring it up. Yuri begins to break a sweat. Are you nervous about something? She panics. No, I'm just a bit hot. Here, let me take this off. Yuri takes off the blanket and shoves it between us, leaving it so I only have it on. You're wearing that sweater of yours. Here, take it off. That would be true. Here, Yuri begins to take off her sweater, pulling one arm out of its sleeve before stopping and pulling the arm back in. On second thought, the sweater is fine. I wear a short sleeve under, so I'll get a cold. That's what the blanket is for. Don't you want to be under with me? I didn't mean it that way, sorry. I'm just fine with the sweater on. Yuri. Yes? I'll let you keep the sweater on. At once she breathes a sigh of relief. But there's just one thing. Roll up your sleeves for me. Huh? Roll up your sleeves. Can you do that? Do I have to? I don't see why you wouldn't. Yuri's silent, yet solemn. She knows why I'm asking. She's bright. But she doesn't want to. At once I take executive action. I pull up her sleeve. A litter of cuts and slashes line up her arm from her wrist to where I pulled the sleeve to. It seemingly goes beyond such. Yuri, I have no idea what to say other than this. Are you okay? Her face goes from shock to acceptance. At this point, she realizes the situation and calms down a bit. After a few minutes, she talks to me again. The feeling never really goes away, Rimmer. It gets better, but it remains. Every moment I spend alone feels more and more like it'll stay that way. We're going to break up, Rimmer. I don't want it to happen. Not in the slightest, but it will. And when it does, I'm going to be alone again. It's all temporary. My friendship with Monika, Shiori, Natsuki, all temporary? And the most permanent relationship of them all? That's temporary too. I think about this for a moment. Yuri really does believe this, doesn't she? That she'll forever be alone. I still don't think she's giving me enough credit. What makes you think I'll leave you? Oh, for Super Castlevania 4, I'm definitely going to want to find some more time to do it later in the week, or preferably tomorrow. Who's better than you, Yuri? Plenty. That's completely wrong. Yuri, do you remember the first Sunday we spent together? Yes? Do you remember who confessed? I did. Oh crap, she's right. You confessed first. Do you know who did directly after? Alright. Say I didn't completely and seriously love you until the day I die. Which I do. Which would be a reason for me to say that otherwise? Maybe. I mean, you could. She seems to be lost for anything to combat that with. I smile. I guess you're right. You really love me that much, Rimmer. Yuri, I have no idea why you doubted it. I love you enough to never speak to another girl again if it makes you feel better. I love you so much that I get bandages and put them over each and every one of those wounds. Rimmer, I instead turn towards her and pull her head towards mine until our lips connect. She is extremely shocked at first, but slowly and surely falls into it. It's a bit odd at first, but slowly we develop a rhythm. I really had no idea what to do going in, but for someone without experience, Yuri's a strangely good kisser. The feeling is overwhelming. It's as if my whole body has this warm fuzziness to it. I've only ever felt once, back when we first kissed all that time before. Once again, all my senses fail me and I feel nothing but happiness. I would say Yuri's the only thing I can think of. I really can't think of that. My mind goes completely blank. Maybe it's the shortness of breath? Nah, it's Yuri. It's just Yuri. When the kiss breaks, it feels like it's been only 2 seconds and we both want more. We both stare at each other for all of 30 seconds, catching our breath before going right back to making out again. On about our 5th break, Yuri looks at me. Rimmer, you give me confidence, you know that? She goes back in to kiss me, sticking her hand underneath my pants. Again, I wanted to see where this would go. You like, every route, this was about to happen. Something like this was about to happen, and it just cuts off. What a tease. Like, all 4 possible routes of the game have something like that, and they just cut off. I knew it was going to happen the 4th time. That's all she wrote. Yup. Okay, so I'm not really gonna just do an outro here. I'm just gonna kind of stop the stream as soon as possible. I'm gonna go see what I can do with getting Doki Doki exit music set up. Probably won't take that long. I might be able to spend about another hour on that, and then I'll probably go to bed.